Hey guys, welcome back to Bird Dog Gaming. Today I want to take a look at some crazy pickups I've had over the last couple of weeks. Really, it's just been like maybe 8 or 9 days. So this past weekend I went to Retropalooza up in Arlington, Texas. It's about 4.5 hours from me. I have been to the Retropalooza here in Houston a couple of times. I've never actually checked out the one that is like where the Game Chasers live, which is in the Dallas, Arlington area, DFW area. This, I believe, was like the original one, and then they started expanding out into Houston. I would say that this one was a little bit bigger. It was a lot of fun. I had Craig come down from Vegas, and I had Tyler come down from his state, Pennsylvania, and we got together with a couple of other friends here in the Houston and Dallas area. And there was 6 of us in total. I'll post a picture right here, but we had a great time. We only went to the convention on Saturday. We did some game hunting on Friday and did some video game playing and hanging out in between all of that, eating some good food. I had Tyler here. It was kind of a vacation trip for him to come and hang out here in Houston with me, and so he came in on Wednesday and hung out with me until Monday. So we drove up to Dallas on Friday morning, came back here on Sunday afternoon. But on Wednesday morning, when he came in, we did some game hunting here in the Houston area. I took him to just about every store that I know of. I went to different Game Over stores. We went to Replay Games. We went to a few stores, like probably 5 or 6 stores just on the day that he landed. And then the next day, hung out around the house, played some video games, and then we hit some more stores. We did get some good stuff, and I'm excited to share that with you guys. The first day was nothing crazy. He didn't get much, and I didn't get much. But the 2 games I did the very first day that Tyler came into town were both my pickups were from Game Over Video Games, one of the locations up in the north side of Houston. The first one, I have the box and inserts and everything for NFL 95. Big hitter right here on the Sega Game Gear. So that one's complete now. Happy to have that done. But the cool thing I picked up was a complete copy of Thor: God of Thunder. This is not just like a garbage movie tie-in. This is actually a way forward title that I've heard is pretty good. I think it was on one of those DS Hidden Gems videos. I don't know, it's been on my radar for like years. I've just never really set out to buy it, but for $10 that was really cheap. It's like $10 for a loose cartridge on eBay, so I was happy with that. And then the other score that I want to share with you guys, well, one of them, me and Tyler went to this new store that I've never heard of, and it is in a really sketchy part of Houston. I definitely was a little bit worried that like my car was gonna get broken into or something. I don't know. It was not a good part of town, and it was actually not even where it said it was on Apple Maps. So Tyler, while I was driving, was like, okay, well, let me check Google Maps. Turns out Google Maps had the correct address. It was like 2 minutes away from where we had driven to, and we show up to this store, and there's a wall of sun-faded DS games, and it's like, okay, this place looks like garbage so far. There's bars on the windows and everything. The counter where the owners sit was covered with plexiglass as if they were going to protect themselves from robbers or something. And there's like 360, bunch of disc-based consoles. I'm not seeing any cartridges anywhere. It's just a bunch of disc-based stuff all over the walls. There's baskets of them. And the prices aren't good. I don't know. They weren't great prices. Nothing that I was like, oh, I need to pick this up right here. Then we're looking behind the plexiglass. They have some GameCube stuff. There's like a stack of GameCube games. I saw one that I needed. It wasn't anything crazy. It was like the Simpsons. I forget which one it is. I have one of them, but the other Simpsons game I needed was back there. It was complete, but it was a regular price. It wasn't anything cheap or whatever. So we're also looking at a stack of cardboard. There's some NES boxes that are behind the counter. I look at this one on the top, and it is Super Mario Brothers 2 or Super Mario Brothers 3. I forget which one was on top. It was $39.99. And we're like, hey, can I see this? And the lady brings it over to this little tiny square on the freaking plexiglass where you can pass things through. And we're taking a look at it, and it's a complete in-box copy of Mario 3 Left Bros for $40. I'm just like, what is going on? Like, I'm staring at this thing like, holy crap, is this fake? Like, why is it so cheap? And then she pulls out the rest of the stack of cardboard. There's a Mario 2 complete for $40. I don't know where these prices came from. These boxes, I'm gonna post videos, pictures. These are some of the cleanest boxes I've ever seen. The rest of the stack ends up just being cardboard. Like, some of them have like an insert or a styrofoam block or a manual, but none of them have cartridges. And so we're looking at them, and this guy comes over and is talking to us at the counter as well, someone else that works there. It looked like a married couple, and this guy comes over and is talking to the three of us and is like, hey, I'll give you all those boxes for $10 each. And I'm like, whoa. Like, I'm looking at the boxes. We have Super Contra in there. We have Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and just like a whole bunch of other like non-sports stuff, like pretty decent stuff. You got Dick Tracy in here, Ikari Warriors, like bad dudes, like nothing that's like, I don't know, hundreds of dollars, but for a $10 for these boxes that are in decent to excellent shape, yeah, absolutely, I'm gonna take that. We walked out and purchased everything that they had to offer except for this Ninja Gaiden. Take a look at how beautiful this Ninja Gaiden was until you turn it around and you see the back is absolutely demolished. That was super disappointing. I love me some Ninja Gaiden, iconic NES game, whatever. That was thrown in for free because they were like, please take this for $10, please take it for $5. I was like, I'm good. So they threw it in for free as we were walking out the door. And yeah, so let me show off this picture. This picture shows everything that we got. You will notice here that there is a Left Bros Mario 3. I can't stress this enough. I believe, I looked at the Whatapop report, I believe this is the first print of Super Mario Bros. 3, and it is immaculate. There is what I believe to be a third print of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out here. It is still circle seal, but it's definitely not the first print. But yeah, a very nice copy of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out here. Just take a look at all of this amazing stuff here that we got for $10 a box. It was absolutely insane. So we walked out. I felt like it was the score of a lifetime. I have no freaking clue why they sold it to us at that price, but it was a blessing. It was a beautiful, beautiful start to the weekend of pickups. So that was Tyler's first big exciting experience here in Texas. Maybe second only to the Whataburger that he had the previous day. So yeah, we ended up splitting those up. The ones I got were the Tecmo Bowl, the Bad Dudes, got Arch Rivals. This is a Genesis. This has everything except for the game. It is Mike Ditka Power Football. Beautiful Mike Tyson's Punch-Out early print or middle print. Here's that beautiful, beautiful Super Mario Bros. 2. Just a stunning copy. These stickers that had the price tags were pretty easy to take off. Didn't leave behind any residue. Didn't peel the box off or anything. So that was a win. And here is the Ikari Warriors. I don't know how Ikari Warriors is on NES, but I do like the arcade game. So we are feeling pretty great at this point. We do end up hitting another store that I've never been to the same day. And it was also in a pretty sketchy part of town. Also was a little bit worried about the car being broken into. But it was a store with a lot of quality and quantity. I took a lot of pictures I'll be posting on this video right now. The actual scores that I got after walking around the store for a long time were a couple of PSP titles. We got Sid the Dummy for $9. This one seems to be pretty uncommon. I had actually done like a little Discord hangout session one time doing some research on PSP, and we determined that this one was not super common. So for $9, happy to have that bad boy. I had to get Secret Agent Clank. This one's been on the want list for a while. This was a $10 CIB copy. Not uncommon or rare, but just like, you know, a staple. And the big one for me from this store was Separation Anxiety. Venom Spider-Man Separation Anxiety. I don't know much about the gameplay. I know it's a beat 'em up. I know that it's probably very similar to Maximum Carnage. But this is amazing box art. Definitely like some of the coolest box art. I will never see another game with Scream on the cover, right? Like, that's so cool. I got this for $160, and It does not have the Acclaim registration card, but it does have the poster. I was looking at some images online and trying to see if this was a good deal, and I felt like it was a pretty darn good deal. I don't know if there's a made in Mexico, but this one is made in Japan. I'm very happy with this. Very, very happy to have this. We'll get the missing inserts eventually. I don't think they're going to be tough to track down. I think it's just a generic Acclaim registration card here. But yeah, super huge Spider-Man fan, and very happy to cross that one off the list. And I think that was it for the pickups before we left Houston. I think that was about it. And so after that, it was Friday morning, time to head on over to the DFW area to go meet up with friends. Met up with Craig and Zach from Daily Beating. My best friend and roommate went with us up there as well, and we immediately got to game hunting. We stopped at Zach's new house and then went to do some game hunting. The store that they always love to take us to is the Found It store up in the Arlington, Dallas area. Brendan and Zach love to take us there when we're up there, and it's just another store. It's probably the best store I've been to, in all honesty. If you're ever in that area, this store is absolutely worth checking out. They have sealed games. They have really good deals on like modern games. They have really good stuff that you just won't always see. They're constantly getting in all this stock that seems like crazy. Like, I follow them on Instagram and they're always getting this massive lots in. And I feel like I don't have anything like that in Houston. Like, I'll go to the same store 12 months apart and I'll see the same stuff sitting on the shelf, and it's really annoying. But this store is just constantly rotating the stock, and they had some great stuff this time, and I was able to get some solid pickups, and so were my friends. About 5 games. We'll go through these. They have a buy one get one free wall that I love to check out. The games are like $5 to $10 on this wall, and everything on the wall is buy one get one free, and it's like modern stuff, PS1 to PS4 era. And so I got Forza Motorsport 3. Obviously, Forza iconic game series for the Xbox. Why wouldn't I want that? This is a Rayman game that I don't have, or like this variant, just this regular old Rayman Origins Xbox 360 I don't have. All of these were complete in box. Dante's Inferno is one that looks really freaking fun. This has been on my want to play list for, I don't know, a few months, maybe a year now. This one looks really cool. And Fable 2, very cool. Iconic staple, gotta have it. And so the big pickup here, the 5th and final pickup at this store, was a complete in-box copy of Metroid Circle Seal silver box that I was able to get for $150. It's just cart manual box. It's got the styrofoam. It's got the NES sleeve. So I do need to get the inserts. Those are not going to be tough to find, but this was a good deal for a really nice, clean copy. This was, yeah, $149. Very, very happy to have this bad boy in the collection. This was not only like a goal for this past weekend, it was also a goal for the year. It was a collecting goal for maybe the last 2 years. This is just something that I've been needing on the shelf for a while now. And it feels really freaking good to have a really nice, clean copy on the shelf finally. Oh, I did forget about one more pickup at this store. I got Made of Skur. This is one you'll want to keep an eye out for. This is a horror title that is actually getting a sequel right now on modern consoles, I do believe. That was a $19 pickup. We just hit one more store that day. It was getting late, and it was getting, people were getting hungry, and stores were closing. So we hit up Retro Madness, another store up there, maybe 15-20 minutes from Found It. And they had actually packed up most of their stuff because they were going to be at Retropalooza the following day. So we were looking at the scraps, and it definitely showed because there was not a lot of interesting stuff to look at. But I did find in television games complete in box for like $4 a pop. And they all had the controller overlays inside, which was like, heck yeah, for $4, I'm not going to pass on these. Even if they are just boxing and just PGA golf and just bowling. I don't own it in television, but for sure picking these up, I thought it was really cool. Very complete things in here. Love to see it. So that does it for all the pre-convention pickups. And we're just getting started because I got a ton at the convention. So much so that I had to go back to the car once or twice to put all the stuff up. The first thing I did pick up, I walked straight to the back of the convention. G to the Next Level had a booth, and I found this Crash Bandicoot Purple for $10. It's in kind of rough shape, but it's not terrible, and it is just box and game in here, so definitely have some inserts to acquire for this one, but for $10 I thought that was a really darn good deal. At some point along the way I got a loose cartridge for Looney Tunes Twubble. This is a $5 game that I purchased because I already have the box and everything else for it. Pretty early on, Craig and I went to check out this vendor that had just a booth with like PS1 and PS2 games just like laying out on the table, and they maybe had like 25-30 games total, and me and Craig bought like, I don't know, 10 of them between the two of us, like within the first hour of the convention. So that was kind of like, I don't know how long these guys are going to be sitting here, but all right. So they were just like weird black label CIV things that we had never seen before, really. Like I got Escape or Die Trying on the PS1 for $5. I got Pandemonium for $15, and I got for $1 whole Superstar Dance Club for $1, because I will not pass up on a complete in-box game no matter how garbage it is for $1. But I can't knock Superstar Dance Club #1 hits before I try it. I will not be trying it. Now, I got to a vendor that I have seen countless times at other conventions. He's been at Retropalooza Houston before. I've bought things from him before, and I've actually bought things for my friend Tyler before, and Tyler was really looking forward to seeing this guy here at the con because he has had a lot of N-Gage games for years. He keeps lugging these N-Gage games around, and I have been buying a few of them for my friend Tyler for a while now because he is going for the N-Gage set of like 54 US games. And we actually were able to find him the rarest, hardest to find N-Gage game from this vendor a few years ago. That's this vendor. We've seen this guy, we've bought from this guy before, and luckily he was here again. Now he's got this massive box this time around of $3 games. I'm not gonna buy loose discs, I'm not gonna buy incomplete PS2 and Wii games for $3, but I am gonna buy CIB PS1 games. You know, I'll buy loose NES and Super Nintendo cartridges for $3. CIB PS2 games. I got some really good stuff, in my opinion, for $3 from this guy. Now I'm gonna get this one over with first. There's gonna be like 3 people that are like, holy crap, that's really cool, and it's gonna be the old guys that are watching this right now. I got for the Atari 400 and 800 computers conversational French. My friends were joking that the language has evolved since this came out 40 years ago. This is freaking cool to me for $3. It has 5 tapes for the Atari 400 and 800 computers. It's got a book in here that's pretty large, and it's got like this library checkout piece of paper in here or something. Pretty freaking cool. Can I use this ever? No, absolutely not. Is this a literal piece of garbage? Absolutely. I think it's cool. I know that there are 3 people watching this that think this is cool. I think this is really cool. It came out copyright 1981 on here. This is borderline hoarding right here is what this is. But for $3, I was like, heck yeah. Now the rest of the $3 games, we're going to kind of probably fire through these pretty quick. But we got Rabbids Alive and Kicking. I'm not sure I've ever heard of this game. I was just like, you know what? I'm a Rayman collector. Just add it to the pile. I was pretty quickly adding things to my $3 pile. I was like, that's CIB? Yep, give me that. We got Blastworks on the Wii, published by Majesco. Sega Sports. Look, I'm getting CIB Genesis games for $3. That's just something you're like, okay, I don't care what it is. CIB Genesis game, like with everything, you're gonna freaking buy that for $3. So we got NFL 95 here. This is a cardboard game, came with a box protector and everything for $3. It's ridiculous. We got a loose copy of Super Battle Tank 2. We got a loose copy of Skiing and Snowboarding, Tommy Moe's Winter Extreme. We got a loose copy of Al Unser Jr. Turbo Racing, Data East game. We got Hoops, my first Odyssey 2 game here. We have, it's 2 for 1, Armored Encounter and Sub Chase. Complete in freaking box for $3. Some more Genesis stuff here. We got NFL Sports Talk Football 93 starring Joe Montana. Complete in box again. Another football title here. Complete in box. Troy Aikman NFL Football. This one might be missing the manual. Yeah, this has reg card and map, or not map, but you know, poster maybe, and no manual. Almost complete for $3. We got Zoop for $3. Another cardboard NES Genesis game. Another cardboard Genesis game. We got Risk for $3. I know none of this is rare. I know none of this is like gonna be super sought after collectible down the road, but like $3, if I ever want to go for a set, I don't know, I always have that mentality where it's like I might go for the Genesis set someday, I might go for this set someday, and I totally might. You never know. I always talk about it on the channel. Like, I am dying to find cheap $1, $2, $3 game vendors, and like when I go to conventions. So I was really happy to see this. I was like, this is my freaking time to shine. Continuing on the $3 pickups, Hitman 2 complete in box. We got Trigger Man, $3 complete in box. This one I've never seen in my life. Hypersonic Extreme, $3 complete in box. Motocross Mania 3 for $3 complete in box. So that was it for the $3 purchases. At some point I found a GameCube vendor. I found a vendor that had a lot of stuff. He had a lot of like good GameCube stuff, and I think I had all of it. But what I didn't have was this other section of garbage GameCube stuff. And as you know, maybe you don't, I'm going for the GameCube set. I've got like 45 titles or something, maybe 40 titles left to go on the set. And this guy was like, oh yeah, I didn't put prices on those over in that box because they're only going to be, I figured, $2 or $3 a pop. If you buy a bunch, I'll give them to you for $2 each. I was like, abso-freaking-lutely. Are you kidding me? You don't find CIB GameCube anything for $2 or $3 a pop. You don't even find sports games at game stores on the GameCube for $5 a pop. Like, this was a big win for me. I was very excited. I did pay up for a couple of them before we get into the $2 and $3 ones. Evolution Skateboarding, I wouldn't call it paying up on these. This is a $16 pickup CIB. That's probably about the going rate. Maybe got a good deal on that. Madden 08, it's just never cheap, unfortunately. $18. I'm just glad it's crossed off the list finally. And he did kind of give me a slight discount for bundling all this together. For $2 pickups, almost all of these are complete in box. I think I did buy a couple of duplicates actually, because I was kind of moving quickly or whatever, or maybe I was just like, yeah, for $2 I'm gonna freaking buy it, I don't care. But yeah, we got NBA 2K3, we got FIFA Soccer 05, FIFA 07, Major League Baseball 2K6, NBA Live 06, NCAA Football 2003, and that's it. Garbage, happy to cross it off the checklist. A few more good pickups here. This, I'll save the best one for last, just to make it interesting here. For $1,000, we got Eminem's Kart Racing on the Nintendo Wii. No, I'm kidding. This is a kind of a joke. As you might have seen my YouTube short, Instagram reel, where I posted I have this signed Eminem game in my house. It's my roommate's. I told him, hey man, Bill Rogers is going to be at Retropalooza Houston one year. Bill Rogers is the voice of Brock in the Pokemon anime. And I was like, I went to Wikipedia and I went to look for some really weird things that he did voice acting on. He did these M&M's, like the trilogy of M&M's games on Wii. He did voices for like various M&M's in this game, or like, you know, narration or whatever. And we were at Retropalooza Houston like this year maybe, or maybe last year. He went out and he found one of the M&M's games on the Wii and was like, he brought it up to Bill Rogers and just made like a whole big deal out of it, and it was really funny, and Bill Rogers got a kick out of it and was like, yeah, I will absolutely sign that for you. So it's currently on our wall in this house. It is a joke that has gone on for a very long time because it's so high up and so hard to reach that we can't take it off the wall. So anyways, Eminem's Kart Racing was $3 also from that vendor. I bought it for my roommate because he thought Bill Rogers was at this convention. He got a vendor at the con to put this price tag on it for us, and we were gonna bring it up to Bill Rogers, ask him to sign it. It was gonna be hilarious again. Turns out it wasn't Bill Rogers, it was a different Bill at this convention, and my roommate misheard, and it was a lot of effort for nothing. So now we have another copy of Eminem's Kart Racing in this home. I'll probably keep that and put it on my shelf because that's a That's a real keeper there. I'll show you my coolest pickup from the convention. Spider-Man 3 PS2 Special Edition. I don't know about y'all, I did not know this existed. I recently found out that there is a Spider-Man 3, I think it's called a Collector's Edition on the PS3. So this is a slipcover. It's embossed on the front. It's like very nice, very clean. Me and Tyler were digging through this vendor's PS2 games. He had some of the cleanest PS2 games I've ever seen in my life. If you could feel this, it feels like it just came out of the seal, and it was like kept in like some kind of temperature cooled room or something. I don't know. Somebody like never touched these, never let them get dusty or sticky or gross or anything. They're some of the best looking PS2 games I ever saw were at this vendor. Anyways, this was $20, and I didn't even like look at the price on eBay. I was like, yeah, I'm absolutely buying this for $20. I still haven't looked it up. I don't know if it's like cheap or common or what, but for $20 and it was this clean, I was like, absolutely. So it comes with a bonus DVD with some stuff inside, and it comes with a collectible lenticular card, and it was fully complete. It's got the DVD in there, and it's got the lenticular card and the manual and the disc, obviously, and I was just like, oh, this is an instant purchase for me. Once again, huge Spider-Man fan. Very happy to find this, the thing that I didn't even know existed. Very happy to have it for $20. It was super cool. Yeah, so here's the last one. I was talking to this vendor. Actually, Craig found this for me. This was kind of a collecting goal for me for this convention. I was like, you know what? I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Puzzle League. This game rocks. I've been really enjoying this. I need it on the shelf complete in box. Here it is. I got this for $110. I thought that I could get her down to $100. She said no. She was like, yeah, you know, it's a pretty nice copy. It's nothing special. I mean, it's a decent copy. It's definitely got some edge wear. Overall, it looks pretty darn good, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, I know what I got type of deal. But it's nice. I'm sure it's a pretty good price comparably to the ones listed right now, and I was really happy to just have it. This was one of her childhood games, and she was like, yeah, I just don't need this anymore. You know, I'm playing stuff on Nintendo Switch Online. I'm getting rid of all my old games and stuff. She was definitely an RPG fan. This lady had Chrono Trigger complete in box. She had a ton of like PS2 RPGs. I think she had a complete Final Fantasy III, Secret of Mana. She had a lot of really good stuff. I looked at the Secret of Mana. It was missing all the inserts, but I definitely considered it. But this was my pickup from her only N64 game, I do believe, that she had on the booth. But yeah, very happy to have this. I know we've got some Pokemon Puzzle League fans out there. Shout out to my podcast co-host Hannah for showing me this game. It has definitely become one of my favorite games. I don't know, top 30 maybe, top 50 for sure. That game freaking rocks. I also grew up with Tetris Attack, which is a very, very similar game. So yeah, that was my pickups from like the last week or so. This has been, what was that, like 50, 60 games? That was a lot of freaking games added to the collection. It was a blast hanging out with my friends. I would definitely recommend meeting your friends that you've met through video game collecting. You know, if you have friends from Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and you guys have been talking for years and you can trust them, like, it's totally worth it. Like, get together, hang out with your homies, go to a convention. We had an awesome freaking time, and I would totally recommend it. Would totally do it again. But yeah, I just wanted to share my pickups. Make sure to go subscribe to Game Collecting Reaper on YouTube. That is my friend Tyler, who is probably going to be showing his pickups. I actually have to ship him a lot of his pickups because he wasn't able to bring them back on his suitcase. We went to the Cidercade here in Houston. I've been there probably half a dozen times, but it was his first time and it was a great time. Love playing arcade games with my various friends. We've got to play through The Amazing Spider-Man 1991, I believe, arcade cabinet. It's like part side-scroller. It's like part side-scrolling platformer and part beat 'em up. It was like really cool. I've never played that beat 'em up before, but it was really good. Played some Gradius, and yeah, played lots of good stuff over there. Showed him all the great spots here in Houston to eat food. At this point, I'm just rambling, but I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for liking this video, and I will see you guys next time right here on Bird Dog Gaming.